All right, let's try that. So I want to finish the other half of the update from the last video, which I'm going to yet again apologize in advance, features me in a muscle shirt sitting by the pool. It's obviously from the same footage from the same day. I basically kind of opened up the camera and kind of went on my usual rabbit hole stuff, and I ended up going down covering two completely separate subjects. Obviously, by the title of what I'll put in the thumbnail, it's going to be today's subject is love bombing, which I want to talk about, which we'll get into in a sec. I'm going to finish first. I want to finish the second half of my personal update, which is in a couple hours. I go back to the microwave burrito mode, and I do an MRI at Bangkok Hospital in their Kolat location, because they coordinate with the Bangkok Hospital in Bangkok, which is where I'm going to have my next surgery, which is going to be as soon as possible. By the time you see this video, that surgery will be completed, and hey, let's hope I'm still here and I made it. I want my life back. I've healed as much as I can in 2.5 years. I've put everything into this, from my experience as a martial artist, weightlifting, all the fitness stuff I did. I've got some buddies who are just real fitness gurus. I mean, guys with still holding U.S. world records, guys winning bodybuilding contests and stuff. And I've pulled every trick out of the hat that I can. I mixed metaphors. Rabbit out of the hat that I can. And I want my freaking life back. This damn back dictates everything I do every day. As I sit here, I'm in quite a bit of pain, and I've about had it. So this might be the second video in a row I'm in a bit of a mood, and I hope not. I don't like to do that. But I did give Fawn some significant negative pushback this morning. Unfortunately, that's my style. I don't like arguing. I don't like debating. I really disenjoy a vigorous debate of the facts, as I used to call it back when I was married. And, but then I'll get to a fed up point and I'm like, look, hey, this isn't working. We're clearing it. This has got to be this, that's got to be that. And that's how it's got to be, or it's not working for me. And just kind of did that. So I got that off my chest. I did it as nice as I could. I try not to be a dick, and I hate bullies. So my goal is to never be a bully, but part of that becomes a flaw, because then I never want to push back too hard. And I let it get to a point where, well, now I'm pissed and now it's become unfair to me. And then I perceive that unfairness as being pushed, and I hate being pushed. So anyways, all that, but calming down and backing up for a sec though, I'm generally happy. My happiness meter's down a little because I still don't have my motorcycle, which, okay, I love motorcycling, and it was a big thing I wanted to reconquer in my old age, and doing it in a third world country. Technically, this isn't the third world, I get that, but something that walks and quacks like a third world country, where they drive like crazy maniacs. I mean, it's challenging, and I'm proud of myself that I've been able to tackle this. But that bike represents my freedom. And a motorcycle, in my mind, is the ultimate vehicle for freedom. That moron Paul Tuttle was once interviewed on a talk show somewhere and asked about the ultimate freedom. He answered helicopter. What an idiot. You make motorcycles and you answer helicopter. And helicopter doesn't represent freedom. How much gas and cost does a pilot and the freaking thing itself and a place to land it? How free is that? Motorcycles are awesome because there's only two wheels. You balance it yourself. You kind of, you become one with the machine. You're kind of wearing the machine. The machine's wearing you. And they're cheap. I mean, I get 85 miles to the gallon with mine, and pulling away from a light when it's all clear all the way down. Nobody can keep up with me unless they're also on a larger displacement motorcycle. And around here, that almost never happens. So I take off, I get the whole road to myself. I love it. Anyway, so enough about the motorcycle channel. So no, I'm doing okay. I've healed as best I can. I found Dr. Wickarn, which was actually a recommendation from a viewer, and I appreciate that. It was a female viewer, I recall, which we get very few of. Very few women really want to hear what we have to talk about in the channel. And I think all of me and all of my commenters and subscribers and all, I think we all do a very good job of being very fair, but we're not going to go down the blue pill thing or whatever that is to make another person happy. We're just going to talk about the actual truth of things. So, and not everybody wants to hear that. I get that. That's fine. Don't have to hear it. I think that's kind of like my update. So generally pretty good. I've been back in Thailand about a week, and the weather's beautiful, as you can see. Loving it. Got to get this room rented again Fawn didn't want to show the room without me around, which that's cool. I'm glad I provide value to her as security detail is part of the many things I have in the Rob protection plan. So, okay, so again, all this, what you're about to see, I'm going to edit and chime in and whatnot as needed, is a piece of footage from, again, the muscle shirt with the, by the pool in Bangkok. It was like 48 hours or so after I landed. I talk about what is a love bomb, and it really does come up, and it's you know, and you've heard the term and all that. It gets used a lot here. The term gets used a lot here, but the love bombing happens a lot here. Much more frequently than in the West, in my observation, in my opinion. And I was not familiar with what it was. I have, again, you've got a social, you're watching a social channel run by an engineer. So, I mean, maybe there's an advantage in there somewhere if you squint really hard and look at a funny angle that a guy like me that's relatively socially clueless, as I fumble and bumble my way through this foreign culture, which I could barely navigate my own culture. Here I am trying to navigate this one. Maybe there's some tawdry entertainment value in it for you. But all that to say, I absolutely do not and cannot claim to be any kind of cultural guru or expert, but I was ignorant of love bombing, unfamiliar with the term, and certainly unfamiliar with what it really meant and did, how it functioned. And there's good and bad, and I'll just go through it in the video. And again, last apology on wearing the muscle shirt. I got to stop doing that because it looks tacky in the videos. I'm really trying to kind of clean up my channel a little bit. So anyways, but here we go. Okay, so a love bomb, and this can be early on. This will be typically early on in a relationship, although it can go on longer, and then it's awesome. That's one of my goals in my relationship with Fawn, is to have this whole love bomb thing more or less, or a shade of gray of that, a good percentage of that go on an indefinite period. I would like that. I think a lot of guys in their if they're divorced, they look back on their marriage. Hang on. Adjusted the camera angle there a little bit, clean up the background so it's not distracting for you. But no, a common complaint is they feel neglected. And, oh, big, strong guy, what do you mean? Well, you know, guys like a little attention from the ladies. I don't think anybody gets married, he goes to study with a lady, to have her ignore him or be, you know, crappy to him. No one says, gee, I hope that happens. So neglected is a common thing and not a good thing. And when a woman, early on in a relationship, women are well aware of this, and that we like attention, and you know they tend to kind of pair up for support and elevating their lives in general, which is, I think, is exemplified by my relationship with Fawn and what I've done for her so far. But then on the other hand, she has done an excellent job of paying very close, good attention to me. And I like that, and that strength, and very supportive. I mean, she helps me with all my medical appointments, which is massive. I mean, I have some kind of problem issue, something almost every day. There's either back pain or not, or I'm going to go work out to resolve that, or keep my body strong, or I got a medical appointment typically, I mean, every week, typically, sometimes 2-3 appointments in a week. There's a rare week there's none. So, I mean, I'm high maintenance, honestly, in a way. You know what I mean? Old man high maintenance. And but so a love bomb, what'll happen is you'll meet ladies most guys meet online, so we'll start with that, and you just get all these texts and all this attention. And at the online stage, it's really hard to know if it's good or not. I mean, in terms of online dating, you're communicating almost exclusively by text. You do want to do at least one video chat, and insist on at least one video chat to at least eliminate the scammers that are, you know, middle-aged men in, you know, India or something, pretending to be Thai women with a couple photos. I mean, you at least want to not be spend your time flirting with them, unless you like middle-aged Indian men, which, no judgment, have at it. But for the rest of you, follow along with me on Thai women. So, you know, you'll get a lot of it. So you eliminate with the video chat, and then you're going to get texting. And so then the one kind of difference is with a scammer, particularly one who's had some advice or some coaching by another experienced scammer, or has actually gone to a school for this, which I will say again, does exist. I had an extensive, long-term series of interviews with a woman who was involved with all that, and that does exist, okay? Anyway, so you'll get you have to use your common sense, and not common sense, that sounds like I'm speaking down to you, and I don't mean to do that. That's not my point at all. You got to use your gut. You got to go with your gut, your experience, your gut. The text messages will feel a little mechanical, a little perfunctory, a little forced, and it'll just be off. It'll feel a little off. Pay attention to that. And then in general, you'll get a lot of emojis, and you get these little like pictograms, like of a good Thai woman, praying, doing the Y, and all these flowery, and it'll be very formal and fancy. The text messages will look very composed. To an extreme level. I mean, they're really polished. It looks like a finished work from a study project, because some of them are. I texted with one of those ladies because I was that dumb, because I had no freaking clue. This is how the first time Rob got God. And versus, but you don't want someone that's ignoring you either, because that can be a scammer too. They're very busy, and they're texting with many, many, many guys, focusing their attention on the foreigners because we're easy pickings and we have more money. So why wouldn't you focus on them? If you're a crook of some kind, you're going to focus on the easiest mark. You're going to rob the bank with the lowest security and the most money, and that really is us. I mean, the Thai man will beyond all this. He'll know all this. He'll laugh at them, and he's going and getting the way hotter woman than you and I could ever get. So they won't waste their time with these ladies, where we get stuck with this. I'm telling you, people that on other channels that talk about how we date at the top of the food chain, that is absolutely not true. 100% not true. Anyway, so, but in the middle is kind of a good love bomb, which is you get a lot of attention from a lady. The texts are not polished. They're not super perfunctory fancy. They look like a project from someone's summer essay. They don't look like that. And that's the good attention. That's a good love bomb, where the formal stuff is a bad love bomb, and that's on the at the internet over the texting app stuff level. When you get in person, the Thai women they're very good at paying attention to guys, because they really have to. It's a tough culture on them. I say that all the time. It is the culture. It's a male-dominated culture. It's the way it is. Okay, and they're very in tune to this, and they will pay great attention to their guy. And so in person, you can get, and we all fall for this at some point. I mean, I'm sure there's guys that never have somewhere in the history of time, but gee whiz, I mean, about everybody I've ever talked to is like, yeah, that lady, she really got me. She was really paying so much, flattering me all the time, and always available, and always so nice to me, and everything. I don't know. This gets really sticky and really murky, but hang on. Coffee. I love a good cappuccino in the morning. But if it's unhealthy versus a healthy love bomb in person, it's very hard to tell. The best thing you can do is look at the lady and go with all my other videos I talk about on is she wearing a mini skirt? Is she wearing a halter top? Is she showing cleavage? Does she have a lot of tattoos? Is she drinking alcohol? Is she drinking a lot of alcohol? Take her to a bar that has a pool table, which they refer to as snooker. They don't say pool or billiards, they just say snooker. So take her to a bar that has a snooker table and play. I'm not good at it either. Most guys, play when they're with their other pals having a cigar once every 5 years, and we all suck at it. It doesn't matter. Just play a game with her. And if she cleans up the table, she's played snooker a lot. She's almost certainly works in a bar, and I'll give you one guess as to what she used to do in that bar. So she's probably a sex worker. Great test, by the way. Fantastic test. Yeah, lady that cleans up the snooker table, I would end the date and go home. But you'll have to use other things, because you can get a lot of attention. Now, again, that will feel more mechanical and more mechanical flattery of how handsome you are, and going on about all that, and there'll be just these vague generic kind of compliments, because I've gotten them and I've fallen for them. That's how I know this. Okay, versus a lady that's really interested in you will pay more attention to specifically things about you, and specifically good and bad things about you, and talk to you on a much more intimate level and personal level, versus, oh, you're handsome, oh, you're smart, oh, you're great, and things like that. But the love bombing in general, then, to get back to the main point, is it's this extreme, intense, very high intensity attention and show of affection and potential physical love, and all these things coming at you real hot and heavy, real hot, like it's like a monsoon of affection and attention. And you'll have never gotten this in the West. It's rare to see this in the West. I mean, it'll be at a level that you've just never seen before, and you'll just tend to get all googly-eyed, like I did. And almost every guy falls for this at least a couple of times. All right. And again, I'm sure there's guys that haven't, but you get the idea. And that's a love bomb. And you kind of want some of it, but you don't want too much. You definitely want it to be organic and natural and between you two, and not, oh, you're handsome, oh, you're great, oh, that, whatever. You'll get these generic compliments and things, and you don't want that. And so, in general, a love bomb per se is considered bad, but there's this lower organic level of just a lot of attention, a lady really caring for you, that you don't want to confuse with a quote unquote love bomb. Maybe that's a better way to look at it. Generally, love bomb is used as a negative connotation, and I want to make that clear. Something that walks and quacks kind of a lot like a love bomb can just be a lady that's really interested in you. Scammers will go one or the other. If they really focused on you as a target, and maybe they're less good at their job, or it's a dry spell or something when you caught them, or if they caught you, I should say, then you'll get all this attention. But on the other hand, a scammer, generally that's very busy and very good at their job, they're awfully busy with a lot of guys. You'll get like one or two perfunctory, very fancy, formally composed, flowery texts that will get your heart all a twitter. I'm telling you, it got me, okay? But you only get one or maybe two a day, and there'll be the occasional rare day, maybe you might even not get one for one day, okay? Versus a lady that's really interested in you. She's gonna probably text you every morning, hey, how are you? What's going on? Hey, can we talk later today? Whatever. I mean, you'll be important to them. You think about it this way. Look at the other side of the phone. Who's on the other phone on this thing? If you've got actually, now again, like all my videos, let me back up a sec. This pertains to if a woman is claiming to be a traditional, innocent, non-professional, village or culturally observant Thai woman of some kind, a conservative Thai woman of some kind, and that's generally what most guys go for, and certainly what I went for, then all this applies. If you're dating a super modern lady from a pub somewhere, and maybe she's not a sex worker, she's just a really good bartender or something, I can only help you less. Everything on my channel then applies probably 50% or so. The same general things kind of apply around the whole country, in my opinion, but they only really apply if you're talking about a good, innocent, good village girl kind of thing, just to back that up. But so looking at the other side of this, if you've got a woman who's, again, really ideally and really, what's a better word than ideally, appropriately, which you really are going to have a lot more luck with down the road in a long-term relationship with, is a woman who's ineligible to date by Thai culture. And look at my video on the eligibility of Thai women, or something like that. You can search it on my channel. There's eligibility factors. So if you've got an ineligible woman, she can't date. Not really. I mean, can they ever date? Sure, yeah, for the professional keyboard arguers out there, yeah, they can get a date, maybe somewhere, somehow, but they're not really eligible to really date someone that can really actually elevate their life and allow them to save face and blend in with their family and make their life really honestly better, okay? And so if they're ineligible to date, and they've already been, most of these women have been already married to a Thai man, okay? And most of them have, a child or two, whatever. Some don't, and that's great. It's a lot easier. It's a ton easier if they don't have kids. I can pick someone with two boys, which is a little harder. Whatever, it's a whole other thing. But look at it from their perspective. They're kind of locked out of their own culture. If you actually found a good, hardworking lady and all that, culturally traditional lady, she's obligated to help her parents. She's obligated to be a good mom to her boys. She's obligated to help her almost entire family, pretty much one way or another, at least a little bit. And if they found a guy that could maybe possibly be willing to marry them, that actually has a couple bucks hanging out of his pocket and looks halfway decent, they're going to be all over that. They're not going to let that go. They're not going to be, oh, gee, that's okay. Yeah, whatever. You're going to get a text pretty much every day from them. I mean, it'll be the rare freaking day. They don't pay any attention to you, okay? And therein lies the danger, because then this whole, like an artificial love bomb being used as a weapon against you, can kind of walk and quack similarly, but I'm saying I pointed out some subtle differences. And so it helps a little bit if you kind of know who you're dating, or who you should be dating, who should be on the other end, who's claiming to be on the other end of that phone. You can kind of help play detective a little bit, or profiler, FBI profiler or something, and kind of see, does that fit? Does that make sense with this? That's maybe the best ammo I can give you, is to then use your own logic and your life experience to take a peek at that. And that's what I would say. That's what I would tell you. This going to be a hot freaking day. Definitely wearing shorts today and staying in the air conditioning maybe. So I got to go see a big doctor, big spine surgeon today. Talk some serious stuff and see where we're at. But anyhow, so I was smart. When I got my CAT scan in the States, I got 2 discs. I knew the doctor would. You always forget to get the disc back, and they always want to keep it, and then they get pissed if you ask for it back. And I just had 2 copies made, and I brought the second copy here. But then I just realized, dang it, they stole an air. I'm kidding, but they kept my all my other scans, so now I don't have them. But the important one I got. Anyways, enough of that. But so there you go. That's a little update. Good to be back. I'm looking forward to settling in. I'm way behind on my medical stuff because I've been in the States for a month, haven't done anything other than eating a fancy dinner almost every day with a good friend. So I think I'm afraid to step on the scale, but I will tomorrow. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it. I do always hope these videos help somebody. If nothing else, I hope you maybe don't agree with everything I'm saying, but maybe it causes you to think about something from your own benefit or whatever, from your own perspective. Kind of ego gratifying in a tawdry, maybe pathetic way, I don't know, but whatever, what can I say, it's life. But walking on a trail, shirt off, beautiful, beautiful days, getting my vitamin D therapy, got my shirt here. Guy walking the trail the other way saw me coming, and right about the time he could see me, I think, he turned around, went the other way, and then he kept looking over his shoulders. He was walking, see if I was maybe chasing him or something, I don't know, just probably thought I was a thug or something. It's kind of, you got closer, you'd see I'm an old man, but for an injured old man, sort of a compliment in a way, I guess. I don't know. Life. Better than being pitied, right? My name is Rob, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I meant every word I just said with respect.